Is there any benefit in getting married? Why do people do it? The idea of marrying someone sounds like a huge risk to me. If things don't work out, a divorce can cause huge financial losses. If you stay together for the rest of your life, then that is irrelevant. But you can't know for sure that you will never get divorced. People change. They break their promises. They grow apart, etc. It seems safer to have a partner without marrying them. If you insist on having a wedding-like experience, a commitment ceremony can be a good alternative. What are your thoughts and experiences? Why does marriage exist? What is the point of legally binding yourself to another person? My parents weren't married. My dad died unexpectedly in BC. He had no will. I inherited everything. The house, his business proceeds, etc. I was 7. Everything was put in trust until I was 18. We struggled financially. If my parents had been married, this wouldn't have happened. I think when I have children, I'm going to push for either a marriage or ironclad wills. Where I live, Germany, you have some financial benefits. Widow's pension, beneficial tax classes, insurance bonus, and some more. Big benefits. IMHO. Your spouse is out of work? Add them to your insurance for a couple $100 per month. Not married? They're out of luck and maybe can pay $700 mo on Marketplace. If one parent is SAH parent, they get significant legal protections in the event of divorce that a boyfriend-girlfriend separating doesn't. Someone in the ICU? Sorry. No boyfriends, girlfriends. Fiancé and spouses only. Someone dies? The life you built together automatically goes to someone else. Or you'll have to fight family in court. It's about protecting yourself and the other person legally in the event of separation for many causes. I got married because I needed insurance. He worked, I didn't. I was a stay-at-home mother. In the U.S., there are benefits to encourage marriage and domestic partnership, such as health insurance and capital gains tax code. Also, in the U.S., raising a child is especially expensive, and some people whose spouses would otherwise abandon that responsibility, sometimes after relying on their unpaid labor to advance a career, have greater legal protections as a result of marriage. Ask your LGBTQ friends that were partnered before Obergefell what the benefits are. Ultimately, it's balancing risks. If your partner is the breadwinner, it gives you financial security. Tax benefits are nice. It's also nice to have that sense of security that this person likes you so much they are willing to do paperwork for you. Society respects people in marriages more than non-married couples. IDK. Marriage is definitely not the end-all and be-all, but it can be nice. You do have to be very careful about who you marry, so I don't think anyone should rush at all. Long engagements are nice. Also, if you don't feel marriage is right for you, then it probably isn't. Perfectly reasonable for you to avoid it if you feel strongly about it. American, our health system is screwed. We married for health insurance reasons. We divorced. It cost $300 online. We didn't fight over anything. Okay, he was mad I took more sliced from the spice cabinet than he expected, but when I showed what I took, he'd me to keep it. We are better friends now. I wish we didn't waste money on a wedding, but I'm glad we married. Things seem to work for the best. Getting legally married in most countries provides some tax benefits and allows for easier credit applications, mortgages, etc. It also alleviates problems of inheritance farther down the line. Should you have any property or money to pass down? That's the practical aspect. But I'm also of the mindset that getting the government involved in your private affairs is utter nonsense. You don't need a piece of paper to spend the rest of your life with someone. And the mess of divorce far outweighs the supposed benefits. Unfortunately, there's still a huge cultural impetus placed on legal marriage, though it is very slowly diminishing. I got married because I wanted to have children. And I think that kids deserve to feel like their home is very stable. And I thought being married was one important way to help kids feel that way. However, it turns out that my husband is unable to have children. And ultimately we did not have or adopt any kids. Had I known, I likely would have stayed with my husband and not have gotten married. But I don't regret marrying him or anything. I just don't think being married changes anything fundamentally in a modern relationship. Building assets without the legal protection of marriage is foolish. If one person is going to sacrifice their career to be the stay-at-home partner, marriage is a must. It provides legal and financial protections in the event of a divorce or in the death of the spouse who financially supported the other. No one should ever be a homemaker without the legal protections of marriage. There are some potential financial benefits associated with being married in the U.S. At least, combined income tax can be less if there's a big income disparity between partners. There are some Social Security survivor and retirement benefit advantages. Potentially, the financial risks of divorce can largely be mitigated via prenuptial planning. For me personally, I see no upside to marriage and only downside, so I don't see myself doing that again. There are some tax and legal benefits in the U.S. The legal benefits for survivorship can be handled with other documents. Married once, divorced once, would not marry again. I don't like the government all up in my relationship business. It cost me over $200,000 to divorce and took 3 years of my life and was highly emotionally traumatic. It means we can make decisions that are best for us as a team, rather than individually. We recently moved because I got an offer for 3x my previous salary. He had to quit his job. This is a great move for us as a couple, but would be a very risky move for him if we weren't married. Couples where one party stays home to look after kids are in a similar situation. If your primary concern is the unknown financial risk, prenuptial agreements are a thing. You then already know what your risk is or isn't going into it. In the United States, there are numerous financial incentives to being married, from tax benefits to estate planning. The government certainly incentivizes people to get married. Fuck the wedding. You get married so you have rights with your partner. That's why gay people fought so hard for the right to get married. Your partner gets really sick. You're not married, you have no say in how the doctors will proceed with their treatment. Sometimes difficult decisions have to be made. One of you loses their job? You can list your partner as a dependent on your health insurance. You get married so you can protect each other. Single freelancer here. Being on a spouse's employer-sponsored health insurance would ease a major financial burden in the U.S. But this is something that ultimately shouldn't be tied to work or marriage status in the first place. As you stated, marriage clearly has its risks. Lot of states will qualify a relationship as a marriage after some time anyway. And marriage offers some protections of its own. Say you and your non-married so buy home. They pass away. Who's next of kin? Not you. And all of a sudden they siblings or parents have a claim to their half. To a large extent it's just paperwork. And it offers a lot of default protections for people. Sure, you can write your own paperwork as well. Nothing is stopping you. As for the odds of a marriage failing, I mean, a lot of things don't work out. You can still get a good run in.